Thunder. He's one of those Hero Factory sets that before I bought it, I thought, I'm not gonna like this. But then when I built it, I realized this is one of my favorite Hero Factory sets ever. Let's discuss why Thunder is awesome, and we'll showcase some of the pieces that are included in this set and how you could use them in your own creations. And then to top it all off, we'll showcase some revamps of Thunder as well. So let's take a closer look. I love this weapon. Powerful claws that look like they could crush anything. And also, given the fact that his name is Thunder, I always assumed that these 3 prongs were capable of charging up electricity and creating some type of like electro blast. That's cool. You know, the asymmetry of this hand versus the other hand, it works well. One large, one small. The look of it, it's unexpected. It really grabs your attention, and that's because they're not even on both sides. And I think that feels very appropriate for a villain character. It showcases who they are. They're not uniform, they're not balanced. They're not someone that has everything put together, they're not neat, they're not organized. Instead, they're a little wild, they're all over the place. That's the kind of thing you'd expect from a villain. And just from looking at the way that this has been built, you immediately get that. That's good character design. The set is also super posable. It's really easy to make him look like he's in the heat of battle and put him in all kinds of different action poses. Now he does use a lot of stickers, which is not always everyone's favorite thing, I get it, but you can choose to just not put them on. Although I do like the nice pop of yellow that these stickers provide. The color scheme in itself is just silver and black. That's kind of a bit dull and boring. The hints of yellow, you gotta admit it does look pretty nice. Now the mask is fun as well, this giant overbite chin, the sharp and direct eyebrows. This might be one of the best villain faces ever. Yeah, the Hero Factory wiki, it describes Thunder as one of Von Nebula's toughest servants, but also the stupidest. Still, he is someone that can scare citizens just by looking at them. That's how the wiki describes him anyway. But hey, all of those tough guy vibes, even some of those stupid vibes, I see all of that just from looking at this mask. The way that they distilled all of that into his face design, top-notch stuff. Yeah, Thunder is so full of character, he's so full of clever designs, and he's got a lot of brilliant pieces as well. For example, Thunder's cool mask. If you want to use this outside of the context of a head, do what Fu Min has done here on their mock, Erex. So take a look at this dude's knees. It's using 2 of these Thunder masks there. How clever. And look, silver is one of the most common LEGO colors ever, especially on Bionicle and Hero Factory sets. So it's going to be super easy to mix in these masks on any mock that's using silver pieces. And I'm sure your collection already has a lot of silver in it. These will just be the perfect addition. And heck, if you do a cool half and half color scheme, combining some trans green with some nice silver like this, well, you're going to get something incredible. How good does this look? Thunder comes with a Zamisphere piece. Although I believe in Hero Factory these were called meteor blasters. Doesn't really look like that much of a meteor, but sure. Anyway, if you want to use these Zamisphere pieces on something that isn't a meteor blaster, do what Gringat has done here on this cute little dude, using a Zamisphere for an eye design. It's so clever. And the fact that Gringat changes these eyes out to different colors to represent the different emotions that this robot is feeling, even better. So whether you have Zamispheres from Thunder or any of the other Hero Factory or Bionicle sets that came with these, no matter the color, it's gonna look great for an eye design. So original and so clever. Thunder's legs use these Vaki leg pieces in black. It's not strictly speaking a Hero Factory piece, but yeah, it's being used on the set. So let's continue the trend of using these pieces outside of their original purpose, and Max Howell has done exactly that here on this mock, using it for a waist design. So not only does this look really cool, but the ball connection at the very top of this piece, it would allow this torso design to have a little bit of posability. A sick looking waist that also has waist articulation? What more could you ask for? In this set you also get these prefab leg pieces. We see them on the upper legs here. Now you could do what Galvanize has done here and just use them for upper legs. It looks good for that, it was designed for that purpose, you may as well do that. And hey, I think it's very easy when you're building a mock to overcomplicate things. You think, oh, I'm designing this part of the body, it's gonna need 50 different pieces in it, I have to make it really complex, it has to be a really clever technique, blah blah blah. Not always. Sometimes you don't need to overcomplicate things. One piece, it's sometimes all you need and it's gonna look really good. Sometimes simple wins the day. And when you got minifigure skeletons draped over the waist and the legs, even better, look at that, that's cool. Or hey, do what Brandon Builds has done here on his Tahu mock. So Brandon sent me some of these breakdown photos of this Tahu mock, and when we take a look at the upper legs, we can see this piece is on here, but it's been placed backwards. Then, in the little hole that is at the top of this piece, there's a lightsaber rod sticking out. So let's take a look at the finished product from behind. It looks a little something like this. And then let's take a look at it from the front. It looks a little like this. Yeah, that dark red armor is simply connected on with the use of that trans red lightsaber bar that we highlighted before. That's all it needs and then it's locked in place. That's quite a simple connection for an upper leg design. And it looks awesome from the front and the back. 3 pieces, that's all it takes. But you couldn't do this technique without this awesome upper leg piece. So beautiful. So Thunder's weapon uses these pieces that are referred to on Bricklink as crush claws. What a sick name. Now this is quite an underrated part and I don't really see people using it all that much. But how good does it look? I guess the reason people don't use it that much is because it only appears in this set. That's it. Now Alex Mertens uses them here on this revamp of the Matoran, Garen. You know, it's a revamp of this cute little dude. Anyway, let's look at these weapons. One side has these crush claw pieces, the other side has these silver quasar spikes. But the way it's been designed, the weapon can rotate. And that way either weapon can be facing forward or be stored backwards. It's kind of like a pocket knife. You can flip it in, you can flip it out. That's fun. And these pieces work really well with this design. So maybe you could do something similar on your next MOC. And finally, Thunder includes some of these light bluish grey shield pieces. And yeah, it's up to you if you want to put the stickers on or not. Max Howell has a MOC here called Power Welder, and it uses 2 of these pieces in yellow on the torso design. You know, angling them nicely like this, that's epic. Such a good way to make a nice little torso. It would look pretty good if you did this in light bluish grey instead of yellow as well, although the yellow still looks lovely. Okay, so that's some different ways that you could use these pieces from this set. But what about if you wanted to revamp Thunder? Let's give you some ideas so you can do exactly that. Dylan Meaves has their own unique take on Thunder, and he's done a great job at buffing him up and making him look even stronger. Looks like he's really hit the gym, you know? And like we were saying before, the Hero Wiki describes this character as being very, very strong, so yeah, this new appearance is so appropriate for the character. Dylan adds a few more stickers onto the body that weren't present on the original set, but he's also added things like pistons, yellow pipes, and other tubing elements. And it gives it this wonderful mechanical and industrial vibe. It's like a factory that's come to life. Yeah, these heavy machinery aesthetics, they feel so appropriate and so fitting for Thunder. Dylan certainly put a lot of thought into this. It's really cool to see. Oh, and the fact that his claw hand is even bigger here? Amazing. Caleb L has also revamped Thunder, and you know, Dylan's revamp, it made the claw arm a lot bigger, but this one makes the blaster arm even bigger. Adding in Meltdown's toxic waste canisters on one end, putting in tubing, and then ending it on that Zamisphere launcher. So sick. You know, any weapon that's big and loud like this, it's gonna make a villain look terrifying. And I like this tiny and stout design, because it still looks sturdy and strong. It's got a similar essence to what Dylan's MOC was doing, but it's capturing it in such a different way. And that's nice to see. And finally, Joe A has their own version of Thunder, and I've heard a few people say that this is the best Thunder revamp ever. And I get it. Look at these shoulders. Nuva armor combined with Hydraxon masks. So sleek and so fine. All those spikes on the back, that's such a great choice, especially because in this shot here where he's like running forward, you could totally use these as a weapon. If not, they make for some really nice back ornamentation. It's a good look. It's also great to see that this crush claw weapon is removable. You know, yeah, it looks super cool when it's actually attached onto the arm, but the fact that it can also come off, that's just a nice touch. Yeah, there's plenty of great techniques and some really awesome designs here. Well done. So there you go, a few incredible revamps of this set, a few ways that you could use the pieces that come in this set, and a nice bit of discussion as to why Thunder is awesome. I hope you very much enjoyed, and be sure to check the links in the description below to see more from the builders that I highlighted in today's episode. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, happy building, and bye for now.